Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3495. Yeah, 96. I'm not really sure. Today's date is July 20, 2025. It's been almost like a night at 10:18 p.m. Okay, yeah. So what exactly happened? Nothing really happened. Yeah, just usual day, productive day. Good. All right. Should we directly jump into the question? All right. Yeah, let's go. Let's directly jump into the question. All right. Question is, do I have a clear, simple pricing model uh, that's easy to understand and valuable? Okay, what exactly is this question? First of all, let me explain. Okay, yeah, this is actually kind of like a some question is about business, is about startup, is about kind of like a something that key. If you wanted to establish some sort of startup or business, what should you supposed to know? Okay, yeah. Specifically, these questions are associated with a mistake. What exactly is this thing? It means that yes, it business startup or running the business, everyone has a kind of like a dream to establish their business and things like that. But almost like a 90% of the business went to fail, and there are multiple factors are involved: management, pricing, the way that you execution, everything. Okay, yeah. I also wanted to establish a startup, establish a business, but I don't want to do a kind of like a something mistake, a silly mistake. Okay, yeah. I just wants to know that ki what kind of like a some mistake will gonna happen and how do I supposed to aware of that. Okay, yeah. And how do I supposed to make a kind of like a system that those mistakes shouldn't supposed to be happen when I'm kind of like establish my business and things like that. All right. So this is kind of like the only question is associated with that. Specifically, this question is mostly associated with the price. Now, what is exactly price? Okay, yeah. If you are kind of like a business, if you are startup, that means you are kind of like a making some sort of product or service to the customer, right? Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna talk about the product and service. The whatever the you gonna make, you gonna make. Okay, yeah. We are actually bit more focused on pricing. Okay, yeah. Like how do you supposed to charge money from customer, and how is exactly the pricing structure look like? Okay, yeah. What is exactly is this thing? Okay, so there are multiple factors. Okay, yeah. First of all, is that key. Uh, if you are kind of like somebody charging some sort of money from customer for some sort of product or service or whatever it is, okay, make sure that those charges are clearly visible, okay, clearly represent, okay, as well as like a like basically also mention that key if you are kind of like a paying this price, whatever the benefit that you will gonna get. Okay, yeah. It also kind of like a mention that if you are not paying this price, then what will benefit you will gonna lose this thing. Why are you kind of like assembly is this thing? Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's a very different game. Okay, first of all, is that let's just explain very different kind of like assembly scenario. If I'm running e-commerce website, Flipkart, Amazon, okay, yeah, these are kind of like assembly website are kind of like giving you direct pricing details, that what is actually the product of the price, you have to pay this price, that's it. Okay, yeah. But if you are kind of like assembly providing some sort of services or things or that, it might be very different game. Okay, yeah. But there are some sort of mistake is actually happen. Okay, yeah. Think from customer point of perspective, what will they will gonna face, like basically this thing, why they will gonna buy product or service from you, ask this question first. Okay, yeah. If those people are convinced that they are want to buy your product or service, then make sure that the payment should supposed to be happen very smoother. Okay, yeah, and it shouldn't supposed to be have any kind of like a hassle or things like that, nothing really at all. So make sure that your payment structure is kind of like a something smooth. you actually kind of like mention everything regarding about what kind of like a payment that you will gonna accept: credit card, debit card, UPI, or like there are multiple ways to get payment. Okay, yeah, you include all those things, how customer should supposed to be give the payment. Another thing that key, make sure that the pricing is kind of like something upfront, there is no hidden charge. Like example is this thing that key, like a couple of days ago I was kind of like buying a product from Amazon, okay, yeah, which cost almost like a 300 rupees, okay. So 300, I'm not really sure, yeah, 300, like it's actually happened way earlier ago, okay, yeah. So it was cost less than 500, means like 300 rupees, okay, yeah. I buy this product, okay, yeah. When i when i add to cart and then I proceed to check out, okay, yeah, the pricing of the product is 320 rupees, okay, yeah. But when I kind of like went to checkout counter, it kind of like give me 380 rupees. Like what the fuck, like why am I paying 60 rupees more? So I'm kind of like looking at the detail, and when I'm looking at the detail, they are kind of like charging me 20 rupees for insurance, 40 rupees for delivery charge. So like what the fuck? Okay, yeah. And when this thing is actually happened, I didn't really buy the product. Yeah, I didn't really buy the product. Yeah, I just kind of like something. Yeah. So what is actually happened? Yeah. It's not about the money. It's not about thing. It's about that key, how much you are kind of like charging money, and as well as how much your transparency, like how much you are kind of like somebody as a customer to a owner. Okay, yeah. Like basically, if you are kind of like selling some sort of product or selling some sort of prices, selling some sort of services, highlight the highlight the price is fixed. Okay, do not add any hidden charges, do not add any kind of like assembly delivery details and things and nothing like at all. Yeah, like you are kind of like showing this thing that ki this product or this services cost you this much amount of money, charge only this one amount of money, that's it. Do not kind of like somebody giving them kind of like a hidden charge and things like that. Because what exactly happened, like exactly same thing happened now. Like basically, if that product is kind of like a telling me that ki if that product is 380 rupees, then I would definitely gonna buy, okay, yeah. But it tell me 320 rupees and 60 rupees for all those miscellaneous thing, it kind of like somebody showing me distrust about that particular online portal, okay, yeah. And because of it kind of like a distrust, I just don't want to payment, yeah. Because isn't it, because let me explain now, I am paying money on something that product came out after a couple of days after, and I'm paying money right now. So so basically, do you understand how much kind of like a somebody, the I means me as a customer, how much I'm kind of like a dealing with this right now, right? So basically is this thing, I am paying money right now, but I'm getting the product after 3-4 days. Probably is not really good thing, na? Okay, yeah. And after all those things, you are kind of like charging me hidden charges 60 rupees, which is kind of like something really inconvenient. It kind of like showing me that it's not really good. So this is what kind of like something happened. Okay, yeah. So first thing is that key, when you are kind of like creating some sort of product or services, make sure that key the charges, whatever the charges that you wanted to show it in highlight bold, okay, yeah. And charge exactly is it, do not add any kind of like a miscellaneous fees or things, nothing really at all. Yeah, nothing at all. If you have kind of like some any miscellaneous charges or things like that, like basically you should supposed to be remind that very earlier. You shouldn't supposed to be remind at kind of like some checkout when I'm kind of like putting the credit card detail, and then I realize that, oh, what the fuck, where is this 60 rupees came from? Okay, yeah. So do not go like basically, if your product does really require kind of like so many miscellaneous charges, then probably show it that charges early stages, like a very early stages, like basically show it that if this is the product of the price, if you buy this thing, it kind of like a charges 60 rupees for the delivery or things like that. Okay, yeah. Like basically this is should supposed to be. But also one thing na, ki I also kind of like trying that ki also not do this thing. Okay, yeah. like basically most of the customer not really kind of like a focus on kind of like a calculator and things like that. And basically the world that we are living, the people don't really look at that thing and stuff like that. They just know the price and that's it. Like most of the customer, they don't really look at the product, they look at the price first. Okay, yeah, they look at the price first, and if those price are kind of like assembly convenient or in their budget, then they will look at the product and services and specification and things and that and that. Okay, yeah, and basically I'm talking about as an Indian point of perspective, because India is a kind of like assembly value market. Okay, yeah, like a customer actually buy product which kind of like a giving them value. Okay, yeah, so this is what it is. It's a kind of like a simply that key, you shouldn't supposed to charge any kind of like some random stuff and stuff like that. No, nothing at all. Whatever the price is, the product, that is, show it, highlight, bold, and charge exactly is it. That's it. Okay, do not kind of like a give them that ki 60 rupees extra charge and things and that वगैरह वगैरह. Okay, or you are kind of like somebody giving the offering. Okay, yeah, okay, so this is also really good thing too. Okay, yeah, so what is at least this thing that key, if you are kind of like a some e-commerce website, okay, yeah, and you are kind of like a something giving the offer at particular credit card, means like that key, if you are doing the payment from this credit card, you will get 5% off or 10% off. Okay, yeah, so make sure that highlight this thing very much properly. Like basically is this thing na ki, like do the all the mathematics things in front of the customer. Like you shouldn't supposed to be kind of like a do those things like basically exactly is it like I don't know, I'm using the Flipkart, and Flipkart is really not good at kind of like a something the setting the prices and things like that, because it's not like they are kind of like offer so many things like like if you are kind of like a paying money from SBI card, you will get this offer. They kind of like a show, they showcase that ki 5% offer, 5% offer that you will get. It's really hassle. Okay, I do not kind of like a try directly show them like basically this is the SBI card. Okay, yeah, SBI card, the price of the product, and whatever the price that customer will gonna pay if you are paying from this. That's it. Okay, do not kind of like a 10% or this or that, because most of the customer don't really do the maths that what is only 10% of the 1000 rupees. They don't know. They don't want to do this thing. Just tell the direct money. Okay, yeah, select the card, proceed to payment. That's it. Make the payment. So make sure that this process is kind of like happens so smooth. Okay, and as well as also, okay, when the customer, okay, like a 3-click, okay, a 3-click payment, like a, I don't know, but Amazon is kind of like somebody did something really good, 1-click payment. Okay, yeah, so what's a 1-click payment? 1-click payment means like that ki a customer, okay, like there are so many customer are kind of like wanted to buy some sort of product. Okay, yeah, having the multiple steps while kind of like a proceeding checkout and things like that, it kind of like a something delaying the people who wanted to do kind of like a somebody transaction or wanted to give the money or things like that. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing. Okay, yeah, it's a kind of like a somebody dirty technique. It's not really dirty technique, but yeah, whatever it is. Okay, yeah, so like Amazon did something really good. Okay, yeah, what is that? Ki you like the product, okay, yeah, you just kind of like make it that buy now, 1 click, that's it. It's kind of like somebody, you click that thing, you automatically buy that thing. That's it. Make that kind of like somebody like you kind of like showing the detail price and things. You just buy now and it just buy. It's not kind of like saying multiple steps like select the credit card, select the debit card, select the UPI and things and that. No, like basically, yeah, like basically like there are so many customer who are kind of like buying so many stuff. Okay, and they don't want to do any kind of like somebody select the each subject, each product and kind of like buy this, buy that. No, just buy now, click the 1 steps and buy that. Okay, and Amazon is did something really good. Make sure that ki this kind of like steps is really should, like if you are kind of like selling some sort of product or things like that, make sure that like a 1 click buy now is a kind of like a very aggressive step. Make sure that in 3 clicks should supposed to be buy, like a less than 3 clicks. If it happened in 2 clicks, that's it, that's good. Okay, just like they like the product, they click this, they select the payment process and just buy now. That's it. Make sure that this process happens smooth. Make sure that the process, the payment process should supposed to be happen smooth. Okay, yeah, because it's really essential, because it not only involve money, it involve the trust of customer. Okay, yeah, because you want that customer should supposed to be come again and again on your website, on your app or things like that. So make sure that this process should supposed to be happen smooth and not delay. Like if they make the process, they make the payment, make sure that that payment should supposed to be done. All right, yeah. So this is what kind of like a somebody the question is it. Okay, the question is kind of like a somebody telling the what is actually the payment process and things like that. Highlight the price of the product or services, show that the price to the customer, and kind of like a somebody ask that ki, this is the money that you have to give, this is the money that you have to be pay, and just do not kind of like include any hidden charge. One thing. Another thing is that ki do not kind of like a make multiple steps, like a 5-7 steps to kind of like a make the process. No, not. Make sure that everything should supposed to be happen within a 3 steps, or within a 3 steps, like a 1 click, 2 click, 3 click, payment done. Okay, that's it. No hidden charges. Make sure that payment should supposed to be happen smooth. Okay, smooth. Also include everything like there are so many payment process like UPI, credit card, debit card. Okay, yeah, bank details, multiple things. Okay, make sure that should supposed to happen smooth. So this is the way that you are kind of like making the process of payment is smoother. All right, yeah. So should I continue? I'm really tired. Yeah, I don't want to continue. Yeah, this is it. Thank you.